Hi, this is Scott Gietler from Bluewater Photo, and today we're going to talk about a very exciting new camera housing bundle that Bluewater Photo is selling called the Olympus E-M1 Bundle. First, let's go over what is included in this bundle. You have an underwater housing for the EM1 mirrorless camera. You have a flat port, and this flat port supports several lenses. We will get into that shortly. You have the top of the line mirrorless Micro Four Thirds camera, which is the Olympus EM1. Really fantastic camera. We'll talk about that too. You get a lens, the Olympus 14 to 42 millimeter kit lens, which is an okay lens, but you may want to think about upgrading. We'll talk about lens options, and you get a zoom gear. So you really have everything you need to get in the water and start taking fantastic photos. And the regular price is like $3,000 something. It's 45% off for $16.99. So this is like the deal of the century. So let me get into the options a little bit more. First, about this camera, like I said, it's the top of the line Micro Four Thirds sensor camera, 16 megapixels. Focuses really fast, way faster than a compact camera. It's small, it's light, there's a huge selection of lenses. It has great image stabilization, really nice image quality. You can use the viewfinder or the LCD. It does great video. There's a million things to love about this camera. It's a more professional body than any of the other Olympus Micro Four Thirds cameras. So you are really getting one of the best mirrorless cameras on the market. About this housing, Olympus actually makes quite a nice polycarbonate housing. The controls work really well. You have control over all the dials. And one of the really nice things is the port design for the older Olympus housings, the pen housings, I was not a big fan of. But they introduced this bayonet system, so you can actually just put a port on and click the bayonet and the port's on, and you can flip a little switch and take the port off. So if you want to get different lenses, you can get different ports. And that's a really nice thing about this housing. And in general, these Olympus housings get very few complaints. Very few things break, very few things leak. So I can definitely highly recommend this housing. It's a little bigger than the aluminum, higher end aluminum housings, like the ones from Nauticam Rexy Aquatica, which I really love, but if you're on a budget, this is the way to go. Let's talk about lens options for a moment, because lens options are very important. If you like macro, you have a couple options. You can get an excellent macro lens called the Bluewater +7 macro lens, which works great with this kit lens. If you want a better mid-range lens that could do macro and wide angle, I would also get the Olympus 12 to 50 lens with the Bluewater +7 macro lens. If you want to do serious macro and really small stuff, the Olympus 60 millimeter macro lens also works in this port great. And again, for super macro, you can get the Bluewater +7 macro lens, and it works really nice, that whole setup. For wide angle, if you want to shoot reefs, people, skittish fish, sharks, the Olympus 9 to 18 is a really good choice. You can also get the Panasonic 7 to 14 millimeter f4 lens, which is also a really nice lens on land. And if you want to go really high end for wide angle, you can get the Olympus f1.8 Pro, the f2.8 Pro 7 to 14 wide angle zoom lens. So that's going to be a lens for land, for sharks, for shooting in the pool, for models, for people. It sort of does everything. Last but not least, my favorite lens for wide angle is a fisheye lens. You just have to get really close to your subject, but for whale sharks, mantas, coral reefs, starfish, close focus wide angle, you can't beat a fisheye lens. So we have several dome ports available for the fisheye lenses. You can get the Panasonic 8 millimeter or the higher end fisheye lens is the Olympus f1.8 Pro fisheye lens. And we've used all these lenses. We have them all in stock here at Bluewater. So definitely hit us up if you want more specific advice on that. What else might you want to consider getting with this housing? It will take pictures right out of the box, but I do highly recommend some sort of strobe. We have several strobe options from budget to high end. And the reason is that the internal flash really doesn't work well in this housing. So you can shoot natural light and white balance the photo, but for better photos, I really recommend a strobe. If you want to shoot video, I'd recommend a nice video light, and the video lights sit right on top of the housing. If you want to do stills and video, you can get a dedicated strobe or video light. And we also have new iTorch Symbiosis strobes that have a strobe and a powerful video light all in one unit, which is quite nice. Dome ports. When you shoot wide angle, there's a small semi-dome port for the Olympus 9-18. The 7-14 wide angle lenses have a larger dome port, which is what I would use if I want to do over, under, or split shots. I would go with one of the two 7-14 millimeter lenses. And for the fisheye lenses, it's very small 4-inch ports. We have glass and acrylic options. So that lets you get really nice and close for your close focus wide angle. So every port option you could possibly want is available. It's all on the drop downs on the product page, or just contact us if you don't see exactly what you want. So these bundles are hot. Get them while you can, and I'm confident that we will help you get awesome images with your new setup. So I look forward to working with you. Contact me with any questions. Scott@bluewaterphotostore.com. That's SCOTT. And thanks for watching. Bye.